I've put all my eyeshadow palettes into one wheel. Let's find out which one we'll be using for today's look. Off to a rough start with possibly my least favourite palette, the Barry M Fall in Love 2. But this is why I created a second wheel. Glitter, yes or no? I'm really hoping it says yes. Okay, what a fab start to this series. One of my least favourite palettes along with no glitter. I'm sure we'll make it work. I've started by dipping into the lightest shade just to start carving out some sort of a shape on my eye. And then I'm dipping into this slightly red brown toned shade, which I'm using to just build a little bit more depth on my eye before going into this berry toned deep purple. I had to build all three of those colours up quite a lot to get any sort of colour payoff whatsoever. So in a futile attempt to get the green to pop, I have added a little bit more of my concealer eye base into the blank space. And then I'm going to take my finger and tap the green on top. Honestly, here I was hating it. The colours were all muddying together, and this green, if it was a jewel toned colour, it would have popped so nicely, or maybe like a mint green, but it's this same sort of dark colour as the rest of the palette. The metallic shade wasn't gripping either, so I used some of my e.l.f. primer. Then I used the berry tone purple and its corresponding metallic on my lower lash line, and that is my favourite part of the eyes. Added that pop of colour that it really needed. I hadn't done blush yet because I like to match that to my eyes, so I'm just using this one from my Revolution blush palette. Because I used it in my waterline, I'm using the e.l.f. eyeliner in Berry Necessary as my lip liner. I filled them with some purple face paint and set them with some eyeshadow. And then I realised that the lips and the eyes don't quite match, which is fine because I didn't create a wheel for embellishments, so I can add as many of them as I want. I chose these purple flowers because I thought they tied the whole look together. And that's our first spin the wheel look using the Barry M Fall in Love palette.